Yeah, we'll go through all that.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ochak, Wadash. This is the brother Ash.
This is Brother Arya.
All right, we're back at it with the GMS Journey number 3. And as you'll see on the screen, we found a former Native American living quarters, so to say. It was a former, Gadite zone, which clearly you'll see from the pictures ain't nobody living out there no more. But we just wanted to do a video because we came across this, as Esau calls it, a landmark, or that's what it said, right? Landmark.
It says landmark, right?
Yeah. So through the spirit, we just want to bring out some precepts because clearly they have been pushed out of there. All right, through horrendous acts. Okay, so nonetheless, we're just gonna go into the scriptures and you'll see the videos and the pictures playing in the background. Go ahead.
All right, so this is, of course, Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." Okay? And who's the one that shed the blood? The one that shed the blood is what you would call today the so-called white man, the Caucasian man, which in the Bible is known as the Edomites, or the nation of Edom, or Idumea, Esau. Okay, what did he do? When he came over to the Americas, he shed the blood of the Native Americans, the so-called Mexicans, which we call today, and all Hispanic bloodlines, all right, which are indigenous bloodlines to this land, which are Israelites who came over here at one point and lived here for 1,200, 1,500 years, and then Esau came over and took over the land. So
and if you see in that picture, it tells you they lived roughly around 1000 BC.
Yeah.
Or I believe in the picture it'll show. Well, let me pull it up real quick because
1,200, 1,500 BC. I forget what it said.
yeah, it said 2,500 to 1000 BC. All right, which they would come over here around that time. That's around the time they came over here. Probably around, almost, because the second Ezra 13. The matter of fact, let me go into the I don't know if the timeline's in there, but Shalmaneser, when Shalmaneser was.
You talking about second Ezra 13?
Yeah. Get the timeline of it though. I'm talking about get the timeline of King Shalmaneser.
I have to go into Kings. Hold on 1 second. Speak.
Because it's just for edification's sake. Here we go, Shalmaneser. That was around. Okay, so it might have been around. No, it had been way before that. Because here it says, oh, that's Shalmaneser the 5th. I want Shalmaneser the. Okay, because they got a bunch. Okay, here we go. Shalmaneser the 3rd. What the fuck? A second. All right, so yeah, look here. It says born 1365. Okay. So in this timeline here, obviously the timeline ain't gonna be perfect on this because this is Esau. So it said they lived there from 2500 to 1000 BC, which Shalmaneser the 1st was born in 1300s. All right, so.
And you can look at in 2 Kings chapter 17. It kind of breaks it down for you.
Yeah. And then second Ezra 13, how they got over here.
Right.
All right, that was long before. All right, Edom came over here. All right.
So when Esau Edom came over here, when they finally did come over here, what did they do? They defiled the land with the blood of the Israelites, who are those native, indigenous people. Those are Israelites. Okay, the Native Americans, you call it today Hispanics, Native Americans, Latinos, whatever you want to call them. Those are actually Israelites. That's why they gravitate towards you so-called black people. You so-called black people. Okay, so their blood was shed on this land. All right, they were put into slavery, and they were completely slaughtered.
Yeah.
So as the scripture says in Numbers chapter 35 verse 33, it cannot be slaughtered by the blood of that was shed, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Because what the blood defiled the land, so that this where we were at, that land is defiled. Really, the whole America. But we just we're speaking right now. We're speaking on Wolf Rock Cave, that's where we were earlier. Mm-hmm. That land is defiled because that was as you see in the picture here, it says it says ancient Indians lived in small nomadic so like let me just up to the second part here. It says Wolf Rock Cave is best described as two small rock overhangs overlooking Bundix Creek. It is the only known rock shelter in Louisiana used by its early people. It was used during the late Arachic time period in days 2500 to 1000 BC. It was used primarily as a lithic procurement area in which the archaic people collected chert from the area to make tools. There is also some evidence from the archaeological record that this area was used as a small habitation, that is, some archaic people lived here for short periods of time. So this was a land that they lived in. Okay,
and if you were there, if you can actually see the land, you can tell that is habitable. I mean, it's lush.
There's wildlife.
Yep.
Animals.
Yep. You can go hunting and you can clear out some trees and make a little establish a little a small city, if you will.
There was a cave where they could have dwelled in, or found shelter when it's raining or whatever. Which we know Esau to be the cave dweller, but they use cave for storage, like you said. They were probably storing things in there. Mm-hmm. Well, they probably had tents. That's what Jacob did. They would build little habitation, so to say.
Right. That was our culture. That's part of our culture. All right, going into the teepees and all that.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna get into that. We'll just get another scripture real quick in the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1.
Well, real quick, get Genesis 9, verse 6, real quick to go with that numbers.
Genesis 9, verse 6.
Because you know what, when we was leaving, the devil himself had to appear, man, and try to fuck with us, talking about we need to show him our IDs, and all we're doing is walking in nature, man, walking through the woods, so to say. And Esau wanted to come over here with his proudful ass and ask for IDs, man.
And long story short, we didn't give him no goddamn ID.
We didn't give him no IDs, man. He just ended up being a sucker and leaving us alone. But go ahead.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed.
So all these people that used to live in the area of Wolf Rock Cave, guess what? All right, the people that massacred them, because that's what it was a massacre. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Those people got to be shed. Their blood's got to be shed by men.
Going back into the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33, it says the land cannot be shed by the blood of the man that shed, those that have been shed, but it has to be blood shed. It has to be cleansed by the blood of the man that shed the innocent blood. So that would be what? Esau, or the so-called white man. His blood has to be shed. And how is it going to be shed? It's not going to be shed by us per se. We could go into scriptures and it may say that it'd be about us if we be those men, but it's gonna be shed by obviously the hand of the Heavenly Father, which may be through fire or by the men of Israel. Okay, so I'll read this again. Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of the Most High made he man. Okay, so that man, his blood has to be shed because he sheddeth man's blood. He didn't do it righteously. He did it through his greed of the land. He wanted the land. He wanted the resources of the land, and he wanted to be a demon. So what did he do? He took out the Israelites that were living in that land, and he put his own mark in that land. Mm-hmm. And you can look at that through the whole region of so-called America.
Yeah, and now they want to police the area, man.
Yep.
And that was spiritual. Really, why Esau came up at the end, man. Because here it is, we having a good time, seeing where our people used to live. We was out there for a couple hours, man, just wandering through the area, and then sure enough, this dude, he want to harass us for checking out our own heritage, man.
Yeah. We leaving. We're getting ready to go back to the truck and get up out of there and go back to the house so we can shower and get right. And what is it? We saw Esau there. Mm-hmm. All right, we saw Esau there. You saw him with his firearm and all that. We saw him all, he was a police officer. What was he, a wildlife?
Yeah, wildlife. He worked for the Department of Agriculture.
So he's watching us while we're out there, enjoying nature. Mm-hmm. And remember, this is public land. This isn't private land. This is public land. So as we get to the truck to get out of here and leave, Esau want to follow us and ask for identification. Now, this is one thing that I want you brothers to know. You don't got to give Esau no goddamn identification for being
no
in public
reason.
land.
Yeah,
you have to be committing a crime.
Or suspected of a crime.
Or at least suspected of a crime. He didn't suspect us of a crime. He wanted us to give us ID for his own personal reasons.
His excuse was there's been reports of people digging holes out there, man. And then he asked if we had any shovels, and all we had was one backpack. One backpack with a Bible in it.
Yep. Let him look in the backpack to show him that there was a Bible in it, and that's it. He still wanted our IDs. We told him no.
Nope.
Okay. It's like, is there any? Have you suspected us specifically of a crime? Not necessarily. But hey, he wanted to see our IDs. We declined, and ultimately we asked if we were detained or were we free to go. Yeah. And what did he do? He let us go. Yeah. So don't let this man.
I know the scriptures say agree with thy adversary quickly, but hey, man, you don't gotta be a sucker, you know.
Don't be a sucker.
Because Esau, you give him your ID, man, and next thing you know, you in the back of the car, man. So hey, use Esau's laws against him, man. But don't be trying to be,
If you're going ready to go to jail, then of course you gotta comply.
Yeah, but don't be a sucker either. But don't get yourself hemmed up,
You can tell him, hey, we're on the same side. You're in law enforcement. I believe in the law. So what law am I? We shouldn't be enemies. We shouldn't. It says agree with your adversary quickly, but he shouldn't be our adversary if he's law enforcement and we're following the law.
So know how to. It really comes down to know how to to maneuver in this world, man. Know how to speak to people, man. Don't just start snapping at them like an idiot, because then he gonna shoot your ass. That's what these Edomites are waiting for. So they shoot some niggas, but nonetheless, go ahead and get that Nahum now.
Con. I already did the Nahum.
Oh, you got the Nahum? Nah, you went back. You got Genesis.
I got. All right, hold on a second.
Nahum, and then
let's skip Nahum.
Well, actually, let me get this first. This is Ezekiel, 24:9. I'm gonna get straight to the point because there's a couple precepts I can read here, but I'm gonna go straight to 9. This is Ezekiel 24:9. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, woe to the bloody city! I will even make the pile for fire great. So what the Lord said? He said, "Woe to the bloody city." This is the bloody city, America, man. And he said he gonna make the pile for fire great. And America, that's gonna be the lake of fire, man. All right, so woe to this place, man.
Read that again.
It says Ezekiel 24:9. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, woe to the bloody city! I will even make the pile for fire great.
All right, you see that? And now I'm gonna read this in Nahum now. It says Nahum chapter 3 verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery.
Lies and robbery. This land was robbed, man. They got military base next to it. And they would boldly proclaim that Wolf Rock Cave, there was indigenous people living there, man. So what? It was stolen. All right? It's a bloody city. Those people were massacred. There ain't no Indians around here. I ain't seen one Gadite around here since we've been here, man. Not one. Just a bunch of Edomites, man. And then on the military base, you got a bunch of Jakes and red Hebrew Edomites, man. No Gadites around here. Well, was their land. They was here chilling. Go ahead.
Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery.
Lies and robbery, man.
The prey departeth not.
The prey departeth not, because we still here. All right, the prey is being chased down by the predator. The prey departeth not, man, because Gads, they somewhere around. But what? They ain't have no chance to leave. The so-called Negroes ain't got no chance to leave. The Latinos, they still here, man. They departed not. Go ahead.
Let me skip down a little bit. Hold on a second. Actually, what I want to get is let me go into the book of Ezekiel too. Ezekiel chapter 35. Okay, let me get that real quick. So that's really all I wanted in Nahum. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse. I'll start 35? At the top. Okay, I'll start at the top and just read on down. It says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it."
Mount Seir meaning the stature, the setup of Esau's kingdom, man, the government. All right, go ahead.
And I say unto it, talking about that mountain of Mount Seir, or that government of Mount Seir, of Esau, the so-called white man.
Yeah, the power, the structure.
I say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee.
Yeah, the Lord's against thee, man. The Lord's against the so-called white man. All right, Esau, Edom.
And I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
The Lord gonna make you desolate, man. Just like you made us desolate, man. All right, here it is. You can't even see Gadites anymore, man. You gotta go to reservations, and you know, even though you got so-called Negroes that are really Gadites, but you know, it's hard to come across a true Gadite-looking person, man. Yeah, but because my nephews, they're Gadites, man.
Yep.
But you wouldn't be able to tell they're Gadites, because they've been so oppressed, you know, and pushed down. They're you know it's hard to find them, man.
Mm-hmm.
They make desolate.
And if you do find a Gadite,
He's bugged out.
He's
it's
not
like
right.
dude that we watching.
Yep, you can't. He's
Bugged out, bro.
Yeah.
Supporting Trump, you know, straight bug out.
You know, and then any of them that kind of somewhat cling to their culture, they're clinging to actual Indian culture.
Yeah,
or,
like
you know,
the rain dance.
Apache,
The sun god and the moon god.
Yeah, praying to different idols, totem pole and all that shit.
Yeah.
So you know, you're not gonna find anybody really that's on the level of serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh.
Unless they're in the camp.
Less.
Which we gotta get in our camp. Gad and Reuben.
Yeah, come. You know, through the spirit we do. You see that? You know, shout out to those brothers. I'm also reading on. It says, Slakia. It says, Son of man, I set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Mm-hmm.
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate.
Yes.
And, go ahead.
So since they wanted to take this place and build their own cities, you know, they took this place and destroyed their cities, right? There's the Gadite cities, the Issacharite cities, all the northern tribe cities, right? And even throughout the whole world, all the Israel cities, Jerusalem, all that.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now, since you wanted to build a city on a place you stole and robbed and broke them cities down, now the Lord gonna do the same thing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Because going back into what we read a minute ago, hey, the land cannot be cleansed unless it's shed by the blood of the men that shed.
The Lord is gonna use the same people that you brought down. The Lord's gonna use them people to bring you down.
Ha.
How about that?
So I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
A perpetual hatred, and we've seen that today, man. Really, because there was another Edomite couple there. They were about to get off scot-free without getting ID'd, man. You know, but what Esau had a perpetual hatred because we visited our ancient, you know, people's grounds. And he think we out there committing crimes, man. In the middle of the woods, checking out nature.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I need some ID there, okay? You can't just leave and come and leave. You need some identification there, partner.
But here it is an open place. Anybody can go there
Public.
any time of the day. But, you know, man, we're probably like one of the only people to go there all week.
Right. And people flocking to that place.
Yeah.
That place is you really have to like search it,
Yeah.
look it up.
You had to
it's in the
Google
middle
that
of
shit.
nowhere.
Literally in the middle of nowhere.
But the point is, it's public.
It's public.
Okay, it's not private land.
Really, that's our land.
It was stolen.
Yeah.
Okay, it says because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Perpetual meaning continual.
Yeah. Never ending.
Never-ending hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
And that's how they got rid of Gad, man, with the sword.
Mm-hmm. It says, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Yeah, so when our punishment was supposed to be ending, that's when Esau went even harder, man.
Straight.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially on the so-called Negroes.
Right.
Because you had Negroes living amongst Gad as well.
Yeah,
because they were fleeing unto them.
Yeah, Gad accepted them and gave daughters unto them, whatever the case may be.
And vice versa. Their daughters were given unto Gad. Gad was giving daughters unto them. That's why you got you might think you're Judah, but you might be Gad, and you might think you're Gad, really you Judah. You know, because that's what was going on in that time, man. You know, they're in the middle. This is like we said, it was in the middle of nowhere, man. They get, you know, a good movie. I can't remember the movie called, but pretty much these Negroes, so-called Negroes, ran away from their slaves, and they ended up joining up with Gad, and they got together and they're living in the middle of the woods.
And if you look at
it was in Mississippi.
And if you look at that movie 12 Years a Slave too, when the Southern tribe was running around, they ran into Gad out there, and they were dancing and listening to music out there before they got caught. You know, so we know we're the same people. And Esau knows that we're the same people. That's the main thing. Esau knows that these Hispanics and Native Americans and these Negroes are part of the same family.
That's why they turn us on each other. You know, try to anyway. Go ahead.
Try to at least. So it says, where was I?
Verse 5.
Yeah, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood. Talking about you so-called white man.
Yeah, just like we read in Numbers and Genesis. Go ahead. So that blood. Now you know what that blood is talking about. What the blood is being prepared for.
Yeah, actual blood. This is no metaphorical shit.
And it's going to be shed by men.
And we're going to get that too, Lord willing.
Yeah.
I will prepare thee unto blood, and the blood shall pursue thee. Yeah. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yep.
Okay? Because what? You so-called white man love committing all types of atrocities. You
love the sight of blood. To shed blood.
Yeah, you get off on that, okay? You killing innocent people, children, women, all right, men, taking lands that aren't yours. And what do? You kill people and you take over their land. You love blood. You love murdering. Mm-hmm. You love going out there killing elephants.
Killing for fun.
You know, you do what you want to do. You kill elephants. You kill giraffes. All these, rhinoceros. Yeah. All right, just because you can. You have the sword.
Hey, Gucci Mane had that song, "Killing pussies, we kill them for fun." That's really Esau, man. They kill for fun. They kill for sport. All right, they kill for sport. They kill animals for sport. These cops will kill you for fun. You know, they can't wait to squeeze the trigger on a nigger or a spit, man.
Can't wait.
Go ahead.
But ultimately, what's gonna end up happening is the Lord's gonna
he's gonna kill you.
He's gonna. But who is he gonna use to kill you? He's gonna use men to kill you. And let's get that. This is Ezekiel chapter 25 now, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged themselves upon them. Mm-hmm. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out mine hand again upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
That's right. So the vengeance of the Lord is coming through the hands of Israel, man. The 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That's where the vengeance of the Lord is coming through, man. And of course the missiles and the chariots. But hey, the Lord said it right there. His vengeance is coming through the hands of his people, man.
Right. Because the Lord uses people as his tool.
Yeah, just like he used Esau as his sword. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to use his people in righteousness.
If I may, real quick, just to prove that point. This is Psalms chapter 17, verse, I think it's 13. 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that sword and that wicked is the so-called white man. Because we already did that earlier. Yesterday, I think. Yep, that's all yours, brother. Yesterday, we went into who the wicked was, okay, and that's the so-called white man. So I'll read this verse again, Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh, disappoint him. Disappoint who? The wicked.
Yeah, from what? It's not letting them set up their wicked devices, man. Their crafty counsel. Like Job 5 and 12 says. I believe it's Job 5 and 12. Let me get that real quick. Just read that again.
You get that? Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Yep. This is Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
You see that? And the crafty is these other nations, but in this case specifically, the so-called white man,
Yeah, because
Esau.
the devices, meaning their plots, their plans of the crafties is what they're trying to plan and to do. All right, to set up this new world order. You know, but what they you know that part of their setting up the new world order was coming over here to the new world. They came over here in hopes of finding the new world. All right, that's what Christopher Columbus came over here for, to find the new world. And now they're trying to set up the new world order, but the Lord's gonna stop him, man. And he's gonna use his people, all right, to bring his vengeance. Go ahead.
Okay. And if you go into Psalm 83, verse 5, it says, "For thou hast consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and of the Hagranese," and it goes down to all these different nations. Okay, but Edom was the first nation.
Yeah, the main one.
Who are what? Confederate against thee. All right, and if you go into verse 3, rather, that's what I should have gotten. Psalm 83, verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel. There's that word crafty.
Yep.
Against thy people, who are thy people, the Lord's people, or the Israelites, the so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans, and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right, so you see that? So those different nations, starting with Edom, who are the so-called white men, have taken crafty counsel against us. Now, going back into, where was I originally? Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. We read 12, so no, I didn't finish 12. So I'll read 12, 13, 14. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance." And how did he do that? By coming over here to putting us in slavery. Talking about Judah, the southern tribe, put us in slavery, put us on slave ships, brought us over here.
Butchering the northern kingdom.
Yeah, northern kingdom by just completely slaughtering them and taking their resources.
Yeah.
All right. It says because that Edom has dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged themselves upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
Right, man. So by the hand, once again, by the hand of my people Israel, man, the Lord's gonna use his people, his chosen, to bring his vengeance, man.
Yep. And Israelites, again, just to put that out there, are you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Any people out there that may look of another nation, but stem from one of these three.
Yeah.
Okay? "And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh."
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So those nations are going to they're going to know the Lord's vengeance, they're going to know the Lord's fury, because they're being put to death by the hand of the Lord's people, which are the Israelites.
Yep.
So the Lord's going to use Israelites to exact vengeance. And if I may, real quickly, go into the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter, 5, I think? 17? 16 or 17? 17. It says, He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And who is the creature? In this case, is the nation of Israel, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And he's going to use that creature, you Israelites, for a weapon onto the enemy. Who is the enemy? You so-called white people. You see that? The Lord's going to use actual men upon the earth to exact his vengeance. So he's going to put the fury upon men on the earth to destroy the actual enemy of the earth. You see that? That's a beautiful thing. And you have anything?
No.
Let me get one more here. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood." And when you go into woe means what?
Destruction, death.
Yeah. Okay. Death or destruction unto him that buildeth a town with blood. And what does it mean to build a town with blood? Slavery.
Yeah.
Unlawful slavery.
Yeah, butchering the people that were formerly there. Their former, and they boldly proclaim it on this sign that this was formerly a Native American habitation, man.
Why aren't there Native Americans there now? Because
nowhere to be found. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if those, if them of their own nation come, then they get harassed in there,
Right, just like we experienced today.
Yeah.
harassed. We didn't break any of Edom's laws.
Nope.
We didn't break any of the Lord's laws. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. So destruction to him that buildeth a town with blood. What does it mean to build a town with blood? Slavery, unrighteous.
Yeah.
Okay, it was uncalled for. Even though we understand why we were put in slavery, but Esau
the Lord set it up like that. Still death and destruction to you.
Right, still death and destruction. Yeah, it's set up by the Most High.
Romans 9, a vessel for honor, a vessel for dishonor.
Yeah, you don't believe it? Hey, sorry.
This sucks for you.
Sucks for you.
Romans 3:3.
Yeah, Romans. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity, by sin, by transgression.
Yeah, wicked acts.
Yeah.
Unjust gains, man. Unjust injuries, you know.
Mm-hmm. So what ended up happening was the men that were here, which are actually the children of the Lord, the chosen ones, they were completely conquered by a wicked nation, and were slain, and their blood was spilt on this land. So this land is completely defiled.
Yep.
So the only way to cleanse this land is by the blood of him that shed it, going back to the book of Numbers chapter 35.
That's right.
All right. And when that day happens, the Lord is going to use his people, which are the Israelites, to exact his fury and vengeance upon said people. We aren't to do that now because what? We can't take vengeance in our own hands. We have to wait upon the Lord to give us the green light. So right now we have to continue to be under this man. All right? And we have patience. That's why it says in the book of Revelation chapter 13? This is the patience and faith of the saints. Okay? This is the patience and faith of the saints. Yep. If we be the saints, we have to show patience and faith, knowing that the Lord is going to come back and raise up his men. So with that, anything else to say?
No, man. Just know that the saints are coming.
Come.
Hey, but with that, I don't want to this edifying. We just wanted to do improvisation, so to say, of what we went to visit. Native American, ex-Native American habitation. Ex-Gadite habitation. So with that, we want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Kodash. The honors to the elder apostle, great millstone. Shalom to you, Akion. Mawaf la babo.
Peace.